Dear student, you have studied about the Newton's law of motion in the earlier chapter, and today we will study about the Newton's law of gravitation. As you are aware that Newton's great English mathematician, physicist, astronomer has given lot of contribution to the scientific field. So one of the greatest contribution is related to the gravitation also. As we will study this Newton's law of gravitation, which is also known as universal law of gravitation. Why it is called universal law? Means it is applied to whole universe, whole cosmos. Means what he observed when Newton was there under the tree, he found that the apple is falling over him. Then he found that why it is falling towards the earth, because of the gravity of the earth. Something is pulling it downward. So apple is falling downward. Why? Because of the gravity of earth. So he found that every object in this universe is pulling each other, attracting each other with the force. Okay, their own force of the gravity has its gravitational force. Similarly, the earth is pulling everything toward the center of the earth. Like this is the earth, and at the center, this is the radius of the earth. You are aware of the radius. How much is the radius? 6.4 into 10 to the power 6 meter. So like that, every object, whether it is small or big in this whole universe, is pulling each other with the force of attraction. This is called the universal law of gravitation and the universal, or we can call it Newton's law of gravitation. Today we will also discuss about the universal gravitation constant capital G and the unit of capital G. The force of gravity of the earth is denoted by small g, the force which is the earth is pulling towards it, and that is equal to how much can you tell? 9.8 meter per second square, or approximately we sometimes take it 10 meter per second square. Right, like I am throwing any object upward, after going to some height it is coming back. So it is reaching some height and then it is coming back towards the earth, and it will go to the center of the earth if it gets the space. So that is, so whenever any object is going upward, and then we will take the value of the small g as acceleration due to gravity. You have studied about acceleration. What is acceleration? It is the rate of change of velocity, right? Like velocity at 2 points. Like here, this was initial velocity and this is final velocity, u and v. So v minus u upon t, that is called acceleration. You are aware of it? So acceleration is the rate of change of velocity. So in this chapter we will use acceleration, and we will use the symbol, which symbol? Minus g, for any object which is going upward, and when your object it is coming downward towards the earth, we will always use positive g. Okay, so you can use minus 9.8 meter per second square to put the value of the small g when any object is going upward, and when your object is coming downward towards the falling towards the earth, we will use g as positive 9.8 meter per second. Okay, so what is this Newton's law of gravitation? That every object is pulling each other with a force, and this force is dependent on what? It is directly proportional on the mass of objects, product of the mass of object. Like earth is pulling to sun, sun is pulling to earth. Earth is pulling moon, and moon is pulling to earth. Similarly, every planet, every satellite, every object, small or big, they pull each other with the force of the attraction. So the general formula, this force of the attraction force given by F is directly proportional to the mass of first object. Okay, like this is first object M1, and this is another object M2. So both are pulling to each other, towards each other, and because of this, the force of attraction, the planets are revolving around the sun in the elliptical orbit. Okay, because of the centripetal force. Similarly, here you can see that mass of two objects is M1 and M2. How much is the force with which they are attracted to each other? So if the distance between them is a small r is the distance between the two objects. So force is directly proportional to the mass of first object. It is also directly proportional to the mass of second object, and also it is inversely proportional to the 1 upon square of distance between them. And we can combine all these. So what we get? F is directly proportional to the m1 m2 upon r square. So this is the Newton's law of gravitation, which says that the force is given by this relation, product of mass of both the object divided by the square of distance between them. Now you are aware that we can remove this constant of this sign of proportionality by any constant. Similarly here F will be equal to capital G m1 m2 upon r square. So this is the force by which any object is pulling, and capital G is called universal gravitation constant. How much is its value? Its value is given by, like you are aware of the value of the constant pi 22/7 in mathematics, or 3.14. Similarly, here you should be knowing that value of a small g is 9.8 meter per second square for acceleration due to gravity. Similarly, universal gravitation constant is capital G, which comes out to be 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square. Okay, so you must learn this. So this constant, even if it is given or not given in any question, you should be able to do it. Okay. So if any object, both objects are of masses 1 kg and the distance between them is 1 meter, then how much will be the value of F? Let us see. Okay. So you can calculate the universal gravitation constant like this. Okay. So let us see that how much is the universal gravitation constant and its unit. How can we find out? Okay. For example, if m1 is equal to 1 kg and 2 is equal to 1 kg, it is also 1 kg, and the distance between these two objects is also 1 meter. So we can put this value in the formula. So F will be equal to what? This is given by this relation. F is equal to G m1 m2 by r square. So this will become F is equal to G in place of G, and m1 is 1 kg, m2 is also 1 kg divided by 1 meter square. Is it? So this will become, you will put the value and you can find that F will be equal to G as product of 1 into 1 will become 1. So, and denominator also square of 1 will become 1. So ultimately you will get what? F is equal to G. So we can define it. We can also define, like here we have defined definition of anything by the formula. Force is equal to the product of masses and square of the divided by the square of the distance between them. Similarly, here we can see that G comes out to be equal to F, or F is equal to G. We can define that universal gravitation constant is equal to the force between two objects of masses 1 kg each, separated by distance 1 meter. Is it? I hope it is clear to you. So all of you can write like this. Okay. After this, now we can also find out the unit of the universal gravitation constant by the same formula. Let us see how can we do it. Okay. For that, we will just find by cross multiplying the formula for capital G. Okay. So F is equal to G m1 m2 upon r square. This is the relation between the force between two objects whose masses are m1 m2. How much is the value of G we can find in order to know the unit of capital G, universal gravitation constant. So G will be equal to, by cross multiplying, this r square term will come to the side, left hand side, F into r square, and here what will be left? m1 and 2. Again in the next step you can do like this. G will be equal to F R square upon M1 M2. Is it? Now we will put here the unit. How much is the unit of the force? What is the unit of force? Force is given by Newton. And R is what? R is the distance. Distance is measured in meter. So meter square. Similarly, M1, M2, both the masses are in kg. So this is also kg and other one is also kg. So what we get ultimately? That G will be equal to what? Newton meter square per kg square. Is it? So Newton meter square per kg square. Or this term you can bring from denominator to the numerator also. We can also write as G is equal, the unit will become as Newton meter square per, okay, kg to the power -2 also, as you are aware in the exponent. Is it? So I hope it is clear to you. Revise it. Like this you can solve any numerical also based on the mass of two objects is given. For example, mass of stone, any stone is given 1 kg on the earth, and you should be knowing the mass of the earth also, and you have to find the force by which it is pulling each other. So this is a homework for you. Can you do it? Okay. So what is the question? I have given that two objects are there, like any object is there on the earth. So this is earth and this is any other mass. So mass of the earth M1, mass of other object is M2. Okay. And then you have to find out the force with which the earth is pulling that object. I am giving you the radius of earth as we have discussed earlier also. R is equal to 6.4 into the power of 6 meter. You will put this and as the distance between the object and the center of this earth. After that, M1, M2 I am giving you. M1 is equal to mass of the earth as 6 into 10 to the power. M1 is equal to, I can erase here so that you can see clearly. So solve this question. Example. Okay, that if M1 is equal to 1 kg, M2 is equal to, or M1 if we are taking the mass of the earth, we can take it 6 into 10 to the power 24 kg. How much is the mass of earth? 6 into 10 to the power 24 kg. Like your weight is 50 kg or 60 kg or whatever. So similarly, mass of other object I am giving 1 kg. The distance between them R is given radius of the earth. So that is equal to 6.4 into 10 to the power of the 6 meter. So you have to put all this value and you calculate the force. Okay, F is equal to G M1 M2 upon R square, and capital G, you are aware of the universal gravitation constant. How much is its value? You will put in place of G 6.67 into 10 to the power -11 Newton meter square per kg square. Try to do this and find out the force of attraction. Similarly, you can find the force between any two planets, between Earth and Moon. So mass of Earth and Moon should be known and the distance between them. Similarly,